looking at this story of, it comes from the book Ready Player One. So we're really interested in looking at a very small character from Ready Player One and creating a whole backstory about them, and looking at how that character lost a child in an explosion that happened in the Ready Player One book, and the kind of side effects of this and the consequences, so that this child was collateral damage in an explosion, and how the mother of this child, who is a soldier, has to deal with this and has to internalize this grief and this anger and this desire for revenge, and what she does with that, what she does with those feelings for the corporation she works for, who really killed her daughter. So our experience is very much looking at these emotions and trying to help a participant in VR experience these emotions with that mother, like as the protagonist of this story.
At the moment, I'm just building out the room and the assets. So we've got a rough location. We've got some of the key assets that are going to be part of the story. And I'm currently giving it a bit of atmosphere by fleshing out some of the items, so kind of personalising it. It looks a bit bare at the moment. So
did you
stuff like
see or was the first
day? Yeah, I'm not the first day, but
books and toys and posters and wallpaper and things like that.
Yeah, so I'm creating a Tron poster, as well as a War Games poster and a Rush poster for the bedroom, as well as I've already done a fake newspaper for one of the objects that you pick up. I'm also got to do an ID card. You might not even end up wanting to do exactly what you came out to do, but you're not going to know until you actually go and try something, right? So here I am, and I'm trying it, and it seems the role perhaps has gone more towards conceptual or illustrating for the virtual reality, because at the end of the day it's still going to have 2D illustrations and things inside of it.
I'm basically doing the majority of the 3D modelling side of things, trying to do it in low poly for us, so it's like nice and stylized and interesting to look at. So I've modelled stuff like a revolver gun, a teddy bear, a toy box, a bed, other things just for this bedroom that we're the setting of our VR project. My background is primarily animation, which I'm doing here at MMU. I usually use Maya to do all my animation. I'm more of a 3D guy. I just find that it works well with VR and gaming. Yeah.
We are creating the young child's bedroom in terms of the VR assets.
Got the alarm clock's in, newspaper article, teddy, there's the shoe down here, but we need to change the lighting a little bit so it's actually highlighting it, so I'm just doing sort out some different lamps.
Integrate the logo that I made into the poster that you've made, and also put put a shadowy outline of a girl next to Raina. So I've been bringing together all of the elements of the VR experience and figuring out what needs doing, making sure that gets done, and putting it all together. Basically, I've also been designing the PDF, which is what I'm in the middle of doing now, and that's just an insight into our process, the inspirations that we had, anything like mood board type stuff that we've used to kind of create the environment and effects that we were hoping to get in the VR. We've been using Trello to keep everything organised, and that's a place where everyone can just put their assets, their inspirations, anything that really we might need to kind of inform the process and inform the overall VR experience. So that's been a really great way of keeping in touch with the group.
In the wall is like going to be like some lines that are drawn on the wall of like, when your kid is 1, they're this high. So it's like to just give the sense of the child growing up, but also like the mum being really excited about the child growing up. So it's convey a part of the story.
The soundscape, I think, is incredibly important to this piece, as it conveys a lot of emotion. I went about creating it through looking at a lot of like 80s soundtracks by like John Carpenter, but also the more recent Stranger Things soundtrack, which is heavily inspired by the 80s, and using emotion and similar synth lines to them to evoke these feelings and emotions that you get when you pick up each item.
So this thing about how your brain transforms sound into emotion, is that what you've already done on your course?
Oh, kind of, although we haven't looked into it that in depth.
Okay, so this is like more on the psychology side.
Yeah.
I've had more of a hybrid role in our project. So I've been working on doing some interviews for our documentary film and on doing some writing for the story of what goes behind the VR experience, and kind of telling that immersive story and what it's all about.
Blue Ted, threadbare from 10 years of cuddling, but how your button eyes shone bright, until last year when you slumped to the floor, bereft of the arms that used to hold you tight every night. Blue Ted, she'll never hold you again. Blue Ted, wait here forever, because she's not coming back.